As we sat there, trying to strategize for the next series of events, the beginning of the Black Label races, Em was still looking over the maps, waiting to get the final details. They usually saved it for the end, right before the race starts. No, I heard Emily say. This is not happening. This can't be happening. Em, what's going on? What are you freaking out about? Jax, you have to drop out. I know you wanted to be in the Black Label races, but this is not your year. I mean, you can always just compete next year, Emily said, turning around and looking at me frantically. She tried to convince me to drop out. Em, what are you talking about? What's with the sudden dropping out talk? You know I'm not doing that. Jax, you have to listen to me. This is insane. I've heard of a run of bad luck before, but this is something else. Em, what's going on? I said sternly. Did you get some new information? What's happening? Why are you freaking out? Emily took a deep breath, sighing in frustration, before turning around, picking up an electronic notepad, and handing it to me. And as I looked at it, the reason she wanted me to drop out became evidently clear. This is insane. You've got to be freaking kidding me. No way. Do you mind filling the rest of us in, kid? Because we're still drawing a blank here. What's going on? Al said with his usual testy temperament. Well, it appears that Emily just received the updated information. It contains all the usual things that they drop the night before the race. The new racetrack layouts in higher detail, the competing racers and their equipment, and the new information, the bounties that everyone has placed on them at the beginning of the race, and even the Angels list. It's all right here in black and white. My bounty is over 10 times that of any other beginning racer. It's almost as high as the returning champions. 3 million bucks for my head on a platter. Even the returning champions only get 5. All of the other beginning racers have something akin to around 50 grand. Me, 3 freaking million. According to the charts, I was given a much higher bounty due to the radically advanced weaponry that places me as a CAD 5. Oh, and it's not over yet. The extra icing on this cake, the cherry on top, so to speak, is that they put me on the Angels list too. I'm number freaking 1. The very first person that he's gonna come gunning for. You've gotta be kidding me. All the work I put to get here, just to have it all blow up in my face. I mean, what's the deal? Why does everything seem to be stacking on me like this? I mean, am I really gonna have to drop out? Because at this point, I have the biggest target on my back that I've ever heard of. It's like they want me to die. Like they're trying to make sure of it. Well, I hate to make this difficult on you. I know you had the idea of winning this race, but this is just too much. I'm with my sister, Danny said, rubbing the back of his head, as if he was ashamed to say it, barely even able to look me in the eye. I mean, I gave you the best that I could. Top notch. I put everything into it. But the odds on you? It's just crazy. I hate to say it, especially since my reputation is kinda on the line with it. But I'd say dropping out is probably the best choice. And this is coming from a man who doesn't like to back down. It's not my thing at all. But if I were in your shoes, as crappy as it is, I think it's the only option where you actually come out of this alive. And remember, you can always enter again next year. I'll come back, be your weapons tech, same as before. When they stop with all this crazy nonsense. Really, Danny? I said angrily. You can't really be suggesting that I drop out. And Al? What about you? Al took a seat against one of the workbenches that we had set up. Kid, I used to be a prize fighter. I know what it's like to have everything you want laid out in front of you, and then some big freaking barricade just rolls up to block your path. One that it's clear you shouldn't try to break through. You know what I did? I tried to break through, kid. I put everything I had into it. I got set up with a match that was way out of my league. Wasn't even fair. I was winning too much, doing too good. And when they started asking me to take dives, I refused. So they fixed it. Bumped me up in weight class. And then put me against the toughest mother you've ever seen in your life. A champion. He was nearly twice my size. But I absolutely refused to back down. And you know what I got for it? Crippled. I got injured so bad that I could never enter a ring again. I lost everything. All because I refused to back down. I was hard-headed, stubborn, and I paid a high price for it. Now all these old hands are good for is fixing an engine. You still got plenty of life left, kid. Don't burn it all away because you're afraid to put it on the back burner. What's one more year, kid? One more year to save your life, to change the odds. I don't like saying it any more than these guys do, but back out. Don't be stupid. Don't fight a battle you can't win. Just drop out of the race and enter again next year. And hope for less insanity. I grit my teeth and stared at all of them. I couldn't deny that they had a point. Trying to keep going at this point would just be crazy. Just madness. A death wish, if nothing else. They're probably right. I should just back out. Come back next year and try again, when it's less suicidal. Oh, would you look at this? I do believe the thoughts of backing out are rolling through that little head of yours, I heard announced from nearby. I turned to see the doctor, perched on one of the workbenches, sipping a cup of tea, recently handed to him by his tiny little metal companion. Oh, yes, I'm sure that's the answer. When life throws troubles at you, just run away. That'll solve everything, won't it? Make all your troubles disappear. Just put it on hold and hope things change for the better. I'm not going to lie to you. Your odds just became next to non-existent for claiming victory. It's a terrible tragedy. In fact, it almost seems like the universe is out to get you. I know, it seems like nonsense, doesn't it? But let me assure you, Jax, it's anything but.